morning, boys and girls. It's time for another science experiment. Yesterday, we worked with the pennies to see how long it would float our piece of tinfoil and to see what the best form was. Well, today, we're going to work with chemistry. And chemistry means that you can take two normal substances, but when you put them together, it changes things. And they react differently. They react to each other. So we're using some really common things. Ready? I'm going to tip this, and I hope you can still see me. First of all, we're going to use some milk. Now, because we're doing a chemical reaction, and because it's the fat that's in the milk that helps, you need to get full fat milk. Okay? Can't be skim, can't be 1% or 2%. You could try that after. Sometimes scientists like to figure out if it really would work. And to be honest, I haven't done this yet. So I like to do it the first time with all of you, just to see how it works. You're going to need a flat-bottomed container. I always use clear glass, but it really doesn't matter this time. I'm just doing this so you can see it better. You will also need food coloring, which I know most of you have because we've used that a lot. Now, the food coloring isn't necessary, except it's the only way you're going to get to see what happens. What happens to the milk that we're going to put in this container will happen anyway, but you can't see it unless we put colors in. And let's face it, it's the colors that make it fun. The last thing you're going to need is also pretty specific. I have this fancy little dish, but what's in it is dish soap. Not the kind you use in a washing machine or a dishwasher. You probably can hear mine in the background. My timing's a little off today, and my dishwasher is operating. But this is dish soap for when you do your dishes by hand. I'm sure you all help your mom and dad with that, right? Now, the other tricky part is it has to be a special kind of dish soap. It has to be Dawn. D-A-W-N. It has to be Dawn dish soap because of the special chemicals that are in it. I don't have Dawn dish soap, so I had to ask a friend of mine if I could have a little bit of theirs. So that's what's in here, Dawn dish soap. Mine happens to be blue. I think there's other colors. And the last thing you're going to need, probably just one, but I have 3 cotton swabs in case you decide you want to do this experiment again. And I bet you will. So ready? Step 1. We're going to take our flat-bottomed pan or dish, whatever you have. There it is. And we're going to take our milk. I don't usually have full-fat milk in my house, so this one's not even open yet. I bought it just for you. Okay. And you don't need a whole lot, but you do need to cover the bottom of the pan. Okay? So there's not a whole lot there. Let's see if that works. If it doesn't work, we'll try it again. Now, this is trickier because I've seen some of you when you do the experiment and you really squeeze the color in. Gentle drops this time. If it's too hard for you, have somebody help you, okay? So I have 2 different kinds here. I have the red, yellow, green, and blue, the primary colors, and then I don't know why I have this, but I have some neon colors that are a little brighter. So here we go. You can see my milk, and I've got my neon, but see, nothing comes out until I squeeze it just a little. A drop, maybe another drop. You just don't want to do big squeezes on this one. But you could put a bunch of drops of a color, all in different places, okay? And, you know, some people, if it was Christmas, you could do just red and green. If it was the 4th of July, you could do red and blue. Some people like to do all different kinds of colors. If you were doing Easter time or spring, it might be, oops, got an extra in there, but that won't matter. It's all good. So the key is to put in some colors, but you want to leave a lot of it white too. So I'm going to do 4 colors. So I have red, blue, maybe it's pink, red, blue, and green. I'm going to open this one. I think I'll put some yellow. I want a lighter color. Let's see what happens. Now, you're noticing that those colors are just sitting there. I'm not going to stir them up. I don't want to mix them. Now, when you take your cotton swab, if you were just to put it in, we're not going to stir it. Just put it in. Again, nothing changes. I'm going to use the other side of this one. And I'm just going to put a little bit, oops, can you see that? Sorry, of my Dawn dish soap. Okay, I'm not stirring it. I just dipped it in. Now, let's see what happens when I put this on here. I only touched it once. Did you notice how it kind of went out like a star? That's because the fat in the milk is kind of being chased around by the dish soap. And when the dish soap is caught as many as it can, it stops. We don't have to stop. I'm going to dip it again. And maybe I'll go in this blue one this time. It's pretty cool, isn't it? Look at it. It's still going and going and going. But they're not really mixing up. Wow. So the dish soap is chasing around the fat molecules. I don't know why it does it, but that's pretty cool. Notice I'm not stirring it. I'm not touching it. This is kind of when I just watch. Reminds me of tie-dye. Ooh, it's not done yet. But when it stops, the reaction's done. Dip it one more time. This is kind of fun to see what happens. I'm going to put it in this. Ooh, I didn't even touch the. There it goes. I think it's really kind of fun. Trying to see what time it is. Well, we've got a little extra time. I don't really want to dump it out and start over, but maybe I don't know what will happen if I add some more food coloring. It's just moving, it's chasing after those fat molecules, and that makes it move. Now, you might decide you want to dump that out, and you want to try it with different colors. You might say, gee, let me try it with the non-fat milk. Scientists could experiment with that. Mine's still moving. You might be the scientist who wants to see if you use more soap, if the chemical reaction goes on longer. You might want to time it. I don't know what will happen if I add another color now, but I'm waiting. See, there's a little reaction happening over here, and there's still a reaction happening over there. And you know, if you were doing paints at school and you mixed all the colors together, oh my gracious, it wouldn't look like that, would it? It would become a new color. And these colors are not mixing. They're being moved. Now, I have some hot pink in there, but I have not used red. I can't believe this one is still moving. I bet you're getting all excited to try this for yourself. Let me put a little drop in and see if anything happens. 1 drop. Well, 2 drops. Now this drop is just sitting there. Let's see. If I take a Q-tip, that one is still moving. But if I take a Q-tip and put it in this one, oops, not really moving too much. I think what's happened is that it has caught all the fat molecules. But isn't that pretty? Wow. I just had another thought. I'm going to pause you for a second. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. We're going to have to watch our time. I'm going to go really quick. But I went and got this muffin tin. It doesn't look exactly like yours because mostly I use this to decorate with. It's a very old muffin tin. I'm going to tip my screen so you can see the openings. And I'm going to take my milk and pour a little bit in each one. I'm going to do 4, I guess. It's just fun to keep the experiment going. So a little bit of neon green, oops, and I'll do another neon green. And this one will be blue with the neon, and this one will be just blue. And this one will be pink. And now just pink. And I wonder what just pink and red might look like. That's red. And that's red. Alright, let's see. They're not doing anything. They're sitting one at a time. I'm going to do it where the green was. Oops, you got to put more stuff on it. That's what I'm learning from this. I'm going to dip my other side. Ready? I just think it's so cool how the milk all moves. And the liquid soap is chasing it. But I'm learning you get a better reaction. Like here you can't see the pink and the red. It just looks all the same. Let's see what happens when I do the blue. And maybe the red. It's still moving. Oh, look at, do you see in there? It looks like a little heart. I couldn't do that again if I tried. One more. These two colors are near each other. Well, I don't know what you think of that, but I sure had fun. If you have different size pans, you might be able to see if it'll spread out. You might like it better if you put more colors. You might like it better if you don't. Now, remember, don't drink all the milk for the family. I mean, don't use it all. You might want some to drink later. Make sure you check with your mom and dad. Don't try this alone. And if you decide you have a different kind of soap and you want to try it with it, let me know. I'm really curious. But Dawn is different. And from what I hear, it's only going to work with the full fat milk and the Dawn. Can't wait to see what you come up with. I'll see you tomorrow, boys and girls. Have fun with your science.